Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University and the Unexpected issue number 1. So this comic book here, this is the latest, perhaps the final of the DC's new age of superheroes. Just heroes. And it's weird. This reminds me a lot of Immortal Men, where it's like, okay, what the F is happening here? A whole bunch of crazy stuff happens. There's this character named Firebrand. She's got this heart that was designed for her, and it requires violence, like approximately once every 8 hours, it seems, so perhaps 3 times a day. She has to go and beat up people. She could get beaten up, I imagine, but she never does. And I'm not sure exactly what she does. It looks like she does indeed catch on fire and can do fiery things. I'm not entirely sure. All right, maybe I just missed it. I don't know, man. A lot of crazy stuff happened in here. Once again, several people in DC Comics hyped this up a lot, and as soon as I saw they were trying to hype this, I should have been like, nope, not looking at it. Not going to do it. Now, I didn't actually grab this comic book, so I didn't realize that the comic book was there. Literally, it completely went by me. It's not one of those comic books that I normally get. It's an issue number 1, brand new thing. So I forgot it at the comic book store. I didn't bother purchasing it. So I just grabbed it online instead. Legally, all right? Legally. It's called freaking Comixology, for crying out loud. What kind of a creature feature do you think I am? Anyway, so I don't know what I'm allowed to show and not allowed to show from a digital comic, so I'm just going to kind of like let this one go. I'm only going to tell you what happened in this comic book at the end, beginning and end, actually. The Hawk God, the Hawk Avatar appears. So the only thing that stood a remotest chance against Barbarous from the Dark Knight's Metal. So this comic seems to have the most link to these to the Dark Knight's Metal event, because it's still there. And apparently, if bad things happen, everybody goes back to the Hawk God, the Hawk Avatar. That's interesting, because I thought all that stuff was shut down, but I thought Hawkman was coming out next week. Either way, this has to have some kind of a tie-in to Hawkman, because Thanagar is mentioned several times. There's a new version of Nth Metal created, and it's weird the way that it was created. I don't get it at all. Aminar Sin is in this, and we were expecting to see him several times, and okay, here he is. We've been expecting, I'm not saying we've been expecting to see it in this comic book, but I think you get what I'm saying. If you're reading a lot of the Hawkman legacy and all that, we were really expecting several times Death of Hawkman to maybe see Aminar Sin. Well, here he is, right before Hawkman issue number 1 next week, Venditti and Hitch. So this is weird. And also there's a character in here, the bad guy. Esra, I think his name was. I don't remember. I'm not going to go and look it now. But basically, he's the Macho Man. He actually says, oh, yeah, a bunch. In fact, I'm not doing this right. Let me just... Oh, yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, let me tell you something I've been noticing. You got the cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time. All right, so we got this comic book, and we got the Hawk God. Yeah, and we got Hulk Hogan running wild. The Twin Towers, the Towers of Power. I don't remember what the frickin' name was. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? So anyway, I'm glad I didn't knock down Unicron in the process. That would have been world-shattering. Get it? Anyway, so this was this was fun. The comic, what I just did was probably more fun than the comic book so far, because I don't know what's happening in this comic book. It's quite literally all over. But it's all happening in New Jersey, and they insulted New Jersey. Now, I'm from New Jersey. I'm from Monmouth County, which I guess that's what Mammoth City was supposed to be. Try and drive past Bayonne one of these days, knuckleheads. You might just see that the Garden State is called the Garden State for a good reason. Absolutely gorgeous. More landmarks in New Jersey than you could fit in most of these other states and whatnot. Largest waterfall. There's only like 7 places in the world where you can find a red tide. 2 of them are in New Jersey. All right? So I'm just saying. Okay, anyway, I'm going to let it go. My tourism side is done. Goodbye, Governor Christie, you evil son of... And I'm going to move on now. All right. Fairly enjoyable comic book. I'm going to keep on reading it because it's going to have a tie-in with Hawkman, and I'm a huge Hawkman fan, so there's that. But it's not going to take a lot for me to fall off this comic book. Honestly, the only reason why I'm even reading, why I'm planning on reading issue 2 is because of the Hawkman tie-in, which most people aren't huge Hawkman fans, so yeah, please, if you enjoyed the comic book, please let me know what you liked about the comic book. I will gladly go back and read it again. It is in issue 1, so I'm willing to buy it a second time in the, my LCS. If you could tell me something that's actually really amazing about it, because I just don't see anything spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed. Oh, yeah.